As I predicted, our most thumbed up question, stock absolutely tanked today. Alteryx, stock down 16%, reported earnings.
Oof.
Danny, what happened? How do we think about this? What's going on? What are your thoughts?
Well, first I want to say that this is much ado about nothing, to an extent. When you look at what Alteryx did, they reported revenue of about 161 million, which was up about 3% year over year. It beat both the company's guidance and analyst consensus estimates. For the full year, revenue was close to 500 million and up about 19%. But here's the thing, to put that in perspective, last year was a tough one for Alteryx. If you look back at 2019, revenue grew 65% year over year, and growth decelerated to about 19% in 2020. So, there was still a lot of good news there. The annual recurring revenue was up about 32%. So, the core business is still solid. Their customer base grew about 16% year over year. Net expansion rate, which signifies what existing customers are spending this year versus last year, was up about 22%. Now, I think the biggest thing that is holding back the stock right now and sent it tumbling was the fact that guidance was quite a bit weaker than what was expected. The company came out and said revenue for the first quarter was going to be a range of 104 to 107 million. Analyst consensus estimates were about 119 million. And then their GAAP loss from operations is expected to be between 18 and 21 million. And if you put that in the context of last year, they had an adjusted loss of only 6.5 million. So, a lot of this had to do with expectations. The company had a tough time last year. Not all of the companies came on board. Alteryx offers a suite of cloud-based products that let companies aggregate data from different sources and then analyze the data. And as soon as companies started cutting back a bit, that's one of the places where they cut back. So I think Alteryx has technology that is going to be very useful in the future. I think that once we get out of the economic uncertainty, companies are going to be back on board. In the meanwhile, expect more weakness out of the company. But the biggest thing that caused that 16% decline was the fact that guidance was weaker than what the market wanted.
Yeah, thanks, Danny. It's interesting. You look at this business. You're right that it kind of falls in a bit of a bucket that, with just the macro environment, it's a place that companies can cut their spend a little. So I think that's been affecting it. The stock's down like 15% over the past year. Crazy volatile. Went on a huge run over the summer, and it's down like 33% from the 2020 high right now. So, I mean, personal opinion here, do you see this as an interesting one maybe to think about buying right now?
I actually own Alteryx stock, and I actually bought it at this price a couple of years back.
There you go. Sounds like a good price to me.